Yeah. Welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live. What's good, everybody, and welcome to a Super Sunday edition of the Format Podcast. Sorry for the couple minutes delay there. We had some technical difficulties getting it up and rolling, but here I am. Transformer will be with us shortly, and G should be joining us as well. How's everybody doing today? We're gonna take a couple minutes. Let us get some people in the chat here before we go ahead and get started. Mark with glasses, I see you, man. Thanks for being here. We are definitely going to talk about the whole MVP piece in a bit. I like your take, but I don't necessarily think it's that clear cut. So we're going to talk about it. Sid Bubba, shout out to one of the members of our channel. What's going, my man? How you doing? Good to see you. There we go. Here's my guy, Transformer. What up?
All right, am I pixelated now?
No, you're fantastic,
am
brother.
I good?
You fantastic.
Hold up. My bad.
Yeah.
Playing in the background. There we
All
go.
right.
All right, man. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, I rebooted. You rebooted. I think we off and running now. I think we're good to go.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was over here stressing out. Like,
yeah, I hear you.
I reset the Wi-Fi. I reset my computer.
Right.
I logged out of the program. What's
How you
happening
doing,
to me?
How you doing, man?
Doing good, bro. How about yourself, man?
Maintaining, man. Blessed, and got
Highly
up, man.
favored.
Continued my work to try and transform. So I'm feeling all right.
Yes, Mark. There's a reason I'm in this bathrobe, man. You're gonna hear about it in this first topic.
Oh man, that's good. All right, y'all. So before we get started, man, you know what time it is. We're going to go ahead and do the spiel, and then we will get to it. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept aware anytime we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you enjoy the content as you listen, make sure you give us a like, a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And write it down, put it in your phones, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the podcast and you want to help the show continue to grow, make sure you go ahead, click that join button, join the channel. We're going to have some exclusive content just for you.
Best running back season ever. So as we know, Saquon Barkley is statistically having one of the best seasons we've ever seen from a running back perspective. He had the possibility of breaking the all-time rushing record in the regular season.
They did him dirty on that, but anyway.
Yeah. But they were waiting for this moment. They said, hey, let's save it for this moment. So at this point, it's working. It's working. Right?
If they don't win the Super Bowl today, and
they're going to talk about this. They're going to talk about this.
Might be a topic.
They're going to talk about this.
Might be a topic.
This is definitely probably going to be one of the – they're going to see the 3P. Yeah, 3P banner, 3P banner. But on the Philly side, you're like, why did we waste a great season for Saquon Barkley by not going forward in Week 17? That's what you're going to hear about.
By the way, you owe Pat Riley some money, right? Go ahead and CashApp that man his dough.
Actually, I don't. The Format Podcast does, because this is your platform.
Whoa.
This is your platform.
You said it.
I'm a representative of the Format Podcast.
Oh my!
Hey, y'all, go ahead and send them what do you call them, chats?
Yeah, send them super chats so we can pay
send them
Pat
super
Riley.
Chats, man, so I can pay Pat Riley. But anyway, back to the point.
Yes.
As we know, he wasn't able to get the regular season record from Eric Dickerson. He ended up at 20.05. He needed 101 yards to pass Eric Dickerson, which is more than likely against the New York Giants in the last week. But they decided to pull him. Nick Sirianni came to him and said, "Hey, let's just prepare for the playoffs and prepare for a Super Bowl run." So it's Nick Sirianni, right? So far, he is correct. They're in the Super Bowl, gunning for to knock off the Kansas City Chiefs. for their first back-to-back championship. I guess I got to say back-to-back now. Don't want to get fined.
Yes, that's right.
But now he's having such a great season in totality, in regular season and in postseason. He is 30 yards away from breaking Terrell Davis's total rushing record. What was the number? I'm sorry, I had the number up, but I think I closed it out. I think it's 24, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have that. So, wait,
2,400.
I got hold on.
You got
it here.
But anyway, breaking.
has rushed for 2,447 yards, including the playoffs. So he's 30 yards away from breaking Terrell Davis' record for the most rushing yards in a single season, including playoffs. So that would be 2,477.
Yeah. Okay.
So 2,477 would be the
So yeah. So without a doubt, I mean, barring injury, he's going to get that in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So that's going to be out the way. This is going to be a crazy Super Bowl with a lot of accolades. You got, three-peat that's on the line, Saquon breaking Terrell Davis's record. It's a whole lot. You got Taylor Swifties in the crowd. You got Kendrick Lamar fans waiting for the halftime show. It's a lot. It's a lot going on for this show. Yeah, we know not you because you're not like us.
Oh man,
you're not like us. You're not like
us.
Right. But anyway, what is your take on him possibly having the best running back season ever? So depending on how this game goes, he's obviously going to pass the 30 yards. So let's just go ahead and call that what it is. So he's going to have the record. Does he need the Super Bowl to cement the best running back season ever? Or is him just passing the 30 and having a good game is enough to have the best running back season ever?
Gee, we'll start with you, man. I'm actually looking something up here.
Yeah, it would definitely need to have a Super Bowl. And, I mean, I still like Jamal Lewis run to the Super Bowl.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Terrell Davis, that run was crazy.
Man. Jesus.
Terrell Davis shit was crazy. That run was nuts. Yeah. I don't know, bro. I don't think so. I think it's a softer game. And so we got to take that into accountability as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like he did it by like 200 or 300 yards.
Right.
He's probably just barely winning. So if he does get the 36 yards or whatever you need.
31.
Yeah. 31.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, he would need to rush for 250 yards in the Super Bowl for that to happen. I think that would separate him from a lot of other running backs because he ran the whole season.
A lot of things.
Yeah, and then he got in the Super Bowl and
crazy work.
Yeah, and cook. So I mean,
so would you say
he would need best running back ever? Yeah, he had to put up some crazy numbers in the Super Bowl to do that.
Is 125 2 touchdowns? Is that good enough?
Nah, man, at least 150.
150?
The Super Bowl record is 206. That's Timmy Smith back in 88 for Washington Redskins at the time against the Broncos. Damn. Yeah, they smoked them. But yeah, so
rule change, Sneed. The rules change. Rules change. You can't do everything. You can't tackle the way you used to tackle, period. Doesn't matter what your position is. You can't hit drop, can't do none of that stuff that used to be legal. Horse collar, can't do any of that.
Hair pull.
Yep, all that. It changes things.
It does. But I do get Sneed's question where he says, soft in the secondary and on the QB, how does that impact the running back? I think the running back is the position in the modern game that takes the most physical abuse. Of course, outside the lineman, right? Mm-hmm. So he's got a point, but G also has a point in that overall,
it's how you hit them.
Every big hit is a flag. Every big hit, because they just don't want to see that. They're so afraid of it.
Can't lead with the crown. You can't hit them too low. Mm-hmm. You can't pull from the horse collar. You can't pull their hair anymore. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of that goes into like now defensively, like how do I tackle you without getting a flag? Yeah,
and it's tough because
of it changed. Mm-hmm. Even as a running back, I don't think you don't see them like trucking people no more. They use a lot of stiff arms and jukes more than they did back in the day. Where
yeah,
bruisers not dipping their head no more. You see, what's his name? Kevin Mack. That's an old one.
oh yeah.
That's an old one. Man, who else?
Mike Allstott.
All-Star. Yeah, oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
We don't see bowling balls anymore, man. It's not a lot of bowling balls in the league.
It's not the same. So the thing I always complain about, and then we'll get back to the topic, is as a defender, you could line them up perfectly. You got the perfect strike zone. You have put yourself in position to make a perfect form tackle exactly where you can hit him between the numbers. But guess what? The offensive player at the last second hunches up. They bring their self down, and now you end up helmet to helmet, and the defender now gets the flag. Like, what am I supposed to do? Again, physics is physics. And once the defender's already on a trajectory based on that perfect strike zone, the offensive player moves and hunches up. What am I supposed to do? I know it's bang, bang, man, but that's just a tough spot for the defender. It's really tough. You mentioned Jamal Lewis. The 2,000-yard season wasn't the Super Bowl season, though, right?
Yeah, it was. That was the year that he was the only offense we had.
I don't think that was the 2,000 yards.
No, 2,000-yard season for Jamal Lewis, 2003.
I didn't think it was. I thought he had about 1,400 maybe in the Super Bowl season.
Corrected.
Yeah, 2003, that's when Jamal Lewis had it. Yeah.
I mean, still, that 2,000-yard season was crazy. So here's the thing, right? 2,000 yards, obviously is a magical number for any NFL running back, right? But first, we have to keep in mind 17 games, right? That's why what OJ did was all the more incredible, because we can't remember. I think his quarterback was Joe Ferguson, I think, but we can't really remember any of his receivers, right? He had a quarterback who was pretty much nondescript, and he ran for 2,000 in 14 games. 14 games versus we got guys doing it 16, 17 now. So we got to keep that in mind. Also, again, while 2,000 yards is incredible, Saquon is only the eighth best single season rushing total in history among running backs, right? So let's see how many I have him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's the 8th best, right? So it's like, okay, 3 more games and you're still only the 8th best. Again, an incredible season, but like, we got to take this stuff into account. And has it been awesome? Yes. What I think is key is not just Saquon running for the 2,000 and being in position to arguably have broken that record, but the fact that he's a quality receiver out of the backfield. So he can run it, he can catch it, and he's just so incredibly important to the offense in terms of the play action, in terms of the RPO in the modern game. Like, he is, for all intents and purposes, the linchpin to that offense, right? And so I think that, yes, man, I'm having a real hard time with this. Is it the best running back season ever? So I think, to G's point, if he blows up in this Super Bowl, 150, 175 yards, or even breaks, the rushing record in a Super Bowl, then you have to give it to him, right? 17 games and out, you got to give it to him if he really goes off. But I don't think just winning the Super Bowl will be the greatest running back season ever. Now, we'll hear this question asked tomorrow if they win. I guarantee it. All over the sports media, we'll hear a lot of people, because, sports media is about recency bias and all that. And we'll hear a lot of people arguing that it is. But unless he really and truly goes off like that, yes, Need, you're 100% right. Unless he really and truly goes off and just has that monster game, then I think that the answer would be no. Transformer, what are your thoughts, man?
I think he can. What it took for Terrell Davis to do it, 2,000-yard season, win the Super Bowl, get $150. I think he can do that. Terrell Davis didn't get $150 in just rushing yards. He had 102 rushing yards and he had 50 receiving yards. Can Saquon do that? He can do that in 3 plays. One of them he's going to take to the house. The other one is going to be a receiver that he takes to the house, and then he could, chunk away at it through the rest of the game. So he could do that by passing Terrell. Like, when you're passing someone and you win the Super Bowl,
you got to legit.
What more do I need to do?
Right.
You know, like what more do I need to do? Do I need to get 250? Do I need to get 200? No, but I think if I have a solid game and I'm a key cog on how we got there, because one, he's the biggest piece on why we got here in the first place, right? Just like Terrell Davis was for the Denver Broncos in '98. So he was that too. Got him to the Super Bowl, but I also have to perform in the Super Bowl. $150 plus total yardage, touchdown or two, be a key cog on why we win. I think that's what defines you having the greatest running back season. Because I mean, I can't predicate what Saquon doing because he didn't change the rules. It wasn't like he went to the front office like, hey, can we change rules on how we're hitting? I can't do that to him. I can't. I got to be fair across the board. Rules change per every couple of decades. He's not the reason why they did it. Is he going out there playing the absolute best he can? Is it the best we've seen? Absolutely. Does he have the numbers? Check. Did he is he the reason why they got to the Super Bowl? Check. Did he perform in the Super Bowl? Check. Did he win the Super Bowl? Check. Do all of that. Did he pass all of those numbers? Check. Done. I don't think it's that hard.
I understand your argument that a particular player doesn't change the rules, but that doesn't matter. Like for instance, Man Down Sports, he did a show and he was talking about something. I can't remember, but he had on a clip from a movie, like a documentary about Jesse Owens, right? And I'm sure we all know who Jesse Owens is, but quick history lesson. Jesse Owens he was a former world record holder in the 100 meters. I think he ran like 10.3, 10.4 in the 36 Olympics in Germany, right? 1936, I believe so. So anyway, African-American, just an incredible sprinter. So they took an elite sprinter from today and they put him in the same conditions that Jesse Owens had, right? They put him in the same type of track spikes Jesse Owens wore. They rebuilt those. They put him in the spikes. They put him on the same type of track, right? So you didn't have the fancy track material to run on. You didn't have the fancy spikes. And this guy was an elite sprinter from today, and he ran so much slower, right? So the point I'm trying to make is, can you blame the sprinters of today for their conditions? No, but it's the same thing I always say. If you're running flat, I'm running uphill. It doesn't matter who changed the rules. The rules are that the conditions are different, so you have to take that into account. And I think that's part of what G was saying. And I'm to some level in agreement with that. Like that has to be easier conditions has to be accounted for.
But does that can't be the end all be all standard?
I was just about to say it's not the end all be all.
It can't be the end all be all.
No, but it has to be considered. I wasn't saying.
Well, if it has to be considered, then again, just like we do any other sport, we have to predicate errors. When the rules change, the era has to be defined with that's the greatest we've ever seen in that era, slash that from here on out. Right. This is the best running back season ever.
Listen, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I have no disagreement on dividing things up.
We do this for every sport. There's a certain way we predicate the rule change and we make whatever it was at that moment of time the end all be all standard, which isn't fair to anybody from there on out. It's not fair because they didn't invent it. They didn't invent it.
I agree.
I was just born at this particular time in life.
I can't do anything about that.
I took the game to this level. This is as far as I can take it. Right.
No doubt.
So, yeah.
But can we really say, right? As great as Pat Mahomes is, right? As great as he is, can we say that his greatness is 100% the same level of greatness as Joe Montana? Joe Montana used to get crippled back there. Now you do that, you'll probably get suspended for 2 years or kicked out the league, period. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of protection that quarterbacks have now, and I get it, the amount of money that that's being spent on them, and obviously the game's so quarterback centric and so on and so forth. I get it, but we have to take into account that these differences matter. So I hear G on that. And while I don't agree that it's the end all be all, I'm not saying that's what he said, but while I don't agree it's the end all be all, it has to be accounted for. So I agree with him on that. I don't think it'll quite be like I said, unless he really goes off and does something crazy in the Super Bowl, I don't think it's the best running back season ever. Edward, I don't want you to think I was ignoring you. I apologize. Do I think he's better than Christian McCaffrey? I do. I don't. let me see. How do I say? No, I think he's better than Christian McCaffrey. I don't know that the margin is super huge, but yeah, I do think he's better
this season.
Henny, what's up, Henny? Listen, man, I got a question for you, bro. I'm a Ravens fan, Henny, but I'm wondering, like, where is your evidence for making a statement like that? Help me out here. Unless you can see the future, help me out here. I don't understand this.
What did I miss? What happened? I'm sorry. I had
I'm gonna put it back up here.
With this guy, on his bracket, I guess that's to say Ravens are in the league after this Super
Bowl. Like, I don't. No, I mean, listen, I got this.
First of all, my name is on the screen, by the way. You can call me the Transformer. Be respectful, my guy. Henny. Before I sip some Henny.
I got you, man.
Anyway, but what? Ravens run the league after the Super Bowl? Definitely from B More. That's definitely got to be your guy, G.
No.
B More.
She's like, I don't know that dude.
I don't know nothing about nothing y'all talking about, bro.
No, in all seriousness, I'm just like, if you know something I don't know, I'd love to know it. And listen, I would love to see the Ravens run the league after this Super Bowl. I would. I'm just trying to say, like, is there something you want to share with us that, you got some insight or something? I would like to know.
He must. That must mean the Ravens win the Super Bowl next year, I guess. I guess. Just like it was.
Hey, I hope so.
I
hope so.
The year before.
Mess around. I'd love to see a damn Ravens Packers Super Bowl so we could smack you all around. And I'd come on here and tell Transformer, hey, Transformer.
Get your pelts up, man. Get your pelts up before you come talk to us. Get your pelts up.
The MVP storyline is bigger than the Super Bowl this year.
Say again?
I think the MVP snub of Lamar Jackson.
You're about to get to that
Super Bowl right now.
I don't think it is. Because you talk about history with the Super Bowl, right? So,
goodness gracious, it's getting crazy in the chat.
I don't even know what that is. All right, well, okay.
It's wow.
I don't know what that is. All right, let's. You know what? We haven't even. Huh?
Oh, no, you're not frozen.
Oh. Let's do this, man, because we haven't even done it yet, man. Let's open up the phone lines real quick. Anybody wants to call in and give your thoughts on whether or not this is going to be the best running back season ever? If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, man, we would love to hear your thoughts on this. So, yeah, you know the number. It's right there on the screen, and it's scrolling on the bottom like it always is.
No,
man, somebody said Diddy home,
19.
man. Somebody said they let Diddy come home.
What? For real?
No, I know they sent him to a medical facility for his knee. I don't think he came home, no.
No. You can't let that dude
say
come
something
home,
was wrong with his knee. Oh, he'll definitely hide in the islands. They got to have full detailed security watching them 24/7. Yeah, no, he's not free. Kanye is promoting that he gets free, though. That's the first thing you see pop up, though.
No calls on this? Interesting. So let me hear. Henny says Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year. Kelsey retires. I think Kelsey said he's coming back. We are done with the Swift garbage. Why is everybody so worried about Taylor Swift? She don't put pads on.
That's because the NFL constantly showing her on the screen. If they just stop that so much,
man. NFL's like acting like NBA fans. I mean, we gotta cut this out, man. It's driving me crazy.
All day, bro. We trying to watch
it is exhausting.
But
it is exhausting.
She don't put pads on. And the
metrics at the Super Bowl or something. Don't keep flashing her every time out. Oh, look.
Listen, do you know why? Because the metrics show how the freaking thing spikes every time they show her. They're making a ton of money off of her. That's why.
It's crazy.
Nah.
I didn't make it that way. Ravens run it up with Lamar. He doesn't choke, makes it to the Super Bowl. NFC is garbage. Easy Ravens Super Bowl.
Anything is for sale for the NFL.
So Kelsey is back and Andy Reid is back. Interesting.
I mean, well, Andy Reid's on the contract for sure.
Yeah, he said he's coming back. He already said it.
No.
Of course.
All right, let's go ahead, man, because we didn't get a call on that one. So let's take it to topic of the day. G, let's switch this up. This is what I want from you. This is what I'm gonna test your objectivity here. I'm gonna test your objectivity. I want you to make the argument for why Josh Allen won the MVP.
That's kind of hard because a lot of people don't even understand why he won the MVP.
We're not talking
they
about
still trying to figure it out. Like they said,
I know why.
It should have been a Cole. It should have been Cole MVP.
Agreed. Hold on a second. Let's go back. Sid Bubba's calling. Let's take this and then we'll get to that topic. Sid Bubba, what's good, bro?
What's good? I'm gonna go ahead and I guess do my take on the topic about the best running back season ever.
Yes.
I love Saquon, what he did this season.
Yes.
And I'm picking Philadelphia with you, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
But if I got to say the greatest season, I think it was LT in 2006.
Okay.
So, like, when I looked at it, LT had more touchdowns, and he got the MVP vote.
06. Yeah, that was crazy.
So I think that year, that's kind of why I'm looking at where he kind of fell a little short. But however, if he does well in the Super Bowl, that all could change. But if I'm thinking of that year, I remember another year with Barry Sanders. He had another crazy year, and Edie had a great year. But if I had to say the best season ever, I would probably go with that.
Go with who?
It's kind of tough.
LaDainian Thompson.
I'll go with LT. I'm going with LT.
Even despite him not doing anything in the playoffs?
By the numbers, it's a good argument. I want to say in the playoffs in 06, looks like they only played one game, so they got beaten the divisional. Even though it appears they had the number 1 seed, the Chargers, at 14-2. But he had 123 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, I don't know what else he was supposed to do. Was he supposed to get 200? Phillip Rivers probably lost that game. You know what I mean?
I definitely got top 5 of all time, but I'm looking at LT and then I'm looking at Eric Dickerson, what he did back in '84.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't as old as dirt as I am, but I think I remember that as a kid. But I think that was probably, I think that was far as this dominance, this rushing. Those two right there, if Saquon probably gets the TD, he got to finish the deal. But I think those two are kind of hard to eclipse.
Yeah. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Adrian Peterson, his year where he ran for, 2,097 yards, finished, 8 yards short of the record, which is crazy. So he did that, but I think he did that coming off his damn.
His knee was messed up.
I thought so.
No, I think he had ACL. ACL. And nobody ever just like came back that quick.
He wasn't supposed to come back that fast. He came back and then he just blew it away. Crazy.
Yeah. But and ain't no hate on Saquon, but it's just like if we're talking the best, we got to take those into consideration as well.
Fair enough. All right, Sid Bubba, you got anything else, man?
I think that'll be it, man. Boy, I got to get me one of them rules, boy. I want to be silent and profile. That green and gold. I'm not I want to touch and rub the hem of the garment on the rose. Watch it, boy.
Yeah, that's a mean robe for real.
I'm like, so that boy clean.
Yeah, casket clean.
That boy clean.
Yeah. All right, Sid Bubba, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate you. That was a good one.
Right,
LT.
All right.
Might be that.
All right.
All right.